We play and call it work.
Hey folks, Janene from MiniWarGaming here with another how-to video for you. In this video, we're going to do another step on this Archaon Everchosen mini, and we're going to paint the tattered piece of cloth that's covering his saddle. As always, if you have suggestions for something you'd like to see in a future how-to video, please leave it down below in the comments. We're going to paint this saddle blanket to be a really orangey brown. We're going to start by base coating everything with a little bit of Doombull Brown mixed with Lamian Medium. And we're just going to apply this as an all over layer on all of the cloth. We want to make sure that we get a nice even coat inside all of the folds and all of the little tattered holes in the cloth as well. Since we've thinned down our paint with a little bit of Lamian Medium, it's going to take us a couple layers to build up a really nice solid color, but it's better to do more layers and have more control than to just do one really thick layer and lose any of the small details that are sculpted into the mini. Here's the saddle after we finished with that Doombull Brown. Our next color is going to be Deathclaw Brown. We're not mixing this paint with any Lamian Medium right now because we want to apply it as a very light dry brush. We're doing this layer just as a way to quickly build up our initial layer of this color. A dry brush is also a very quick way to highlight the top of each of these folds while leaving our darker color in the recesses. After we finish with that first dry brush, we're going to take a little bit of Lamian Medium, mix it into our paint, and even out the dry brush that we just applied. We're painting this mostly on the top of all of these folds. It's going to help us smooth out the color a little bit. It's also going to brighten the color. Because of that, we're going to be a little bit more selective of where we apply this, leaving a little bit of that dry brushed Deathclaw Brown in some places so that we start to work up a smooth gradient all the way from our dark browns to our very light colors that we use later. Here's the saddle blanket after we've applied the Deathclaw Brown color. Our next highlight is going to be with the color Tau Light Ochre. We're mixing it with a little bit of Lamian Medium, and this color is also going to be applied to the tops of all of the folds in this cloth. We really want to start to concentrate the color towards the edges of the cloth, so if we start our highlight at the very bottom and drag it up, our brush will naturally create a small taper that we can use to our advantage. We also want to make sure that we outline all the tattered holes in this cloth so they really stand out. Here's the saddle blanket after we've done that Tau Light Ochre highlight. Next, we're going to tint everything using a little bit of Archaon Flesh shade in all of the shadows. We're not going to apply this over the full saddle blanket. We just want to put it in all of the folds of the cloth and all of the little tattered areas. This is going to make that really red brown of the Doombull a little bit more orangey, and it will help blend it in with the rest of our colors. Our next highlight is going to be with Zamesi Desert. This is also mixed with a little bit of Lamian Medium, and we're not going to apply this as a traditional highlight. We're going to be putting it in all of the same areas, but we want to paint this on with little horizontal lines. That's going to kind of mimic the texture of a really rough cloth. So all of the areas that we want to have extra highlighted and extra bright are going to receive these little stripes. And then once we've blocked out all the areas that we want to have highlighted with the horizontal stripes, we're going to go through and we're going to cross those with some vertical stripes to create a very tiny cross hatching on all of our highlighted areas. Our next color is going to be Flayed One Flesh. This is also mixed with Lamian Medium. We're going to apply this color the same way that we just did with our Zamesi Desert. However, we're going to try and paint inside all of our yellow Zamesi Desert lines with this Flayed One Flesh color, highlighting the very center of them. We're also not applying this color in all of the area that we just highlighted. We're just going to pick the middle of each of those sections and give it a final pop of brightness. We also want to apply this color along the bottom edge of the cloth, making that area really bright and lined. However, we're not applying it as a very solid line on the entire edge. We're kind of dotting it to again accentuate the tattered cloth look that we're kind of going for here. And after we finished with that Flayed One Flesh highlight, the saddle blanket is complete. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more how-to videos, I have another one where I'm going to paint the hooves on this mini in the MiniWarGaming Vault, and the link down below in the description. If you don't already have a Vault membership, you can go ahead and click the link, sign up for a 7-day free trial, and get access to my tutorial as well as hundreds of other videos in the MiniWarGaming Vault. So go ahead, click the link, start your free trial, and happy wargaming!